Hey, welcome back to For the Record with DJ Fuzzprobe. Really glad to be doing yet another episode of this fantastic interview series. Today I'm here with an interesting DJ by the name of DJ Sid Presley. And how many S's are in that?
That'd be one S.
One S, and how many L's?
And one L.
Okay.
Spelled the same as Elvis.
Elvis Presley. DJ Sid Presley. And what makes him a fascinating DJ is he's picked a genre that I don't recall anyone else DJing solely. And what is that genre?
I play pop music from Southeast Asia from the 60s and early 70s, mainly from Singapore, along with a few hits from Malaysia and Indonesia. Excuse me, and Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
And even a few from Hong Kong as well.
That's cool. And you found a lot of material to work with from this era and this genre.
Absolutely.
That's cool. So how long have you been a DJ?
I just started doing it again this year, spinning the Southeast Asian stuff. I played around a little bit back in high school.
Oh, okay, cool. And so do you have a night set up or an event where people could come?
I do. I have one regular event that I do. It is the second Friday of every month at the Knockout, 3223 Mission at Valencia. We call it Singapore 60s Happy Hour. I also have a page on Facebook called Singapore 60s Happy Hour. You can look it up and get all the current information on that and other shows.
Cool. Well, we will provide all that info at the end of the video. Let's get into some records. What have you brought for us to see?
Well, let's see. I brought a bunch. Here's a few, or a couple here. This is Singapore's biggest band from the biggest band in the '60s called the Quest, and this was their first big hit from 1964 called Shanty.
Oh yeah.
It's also a big defining moment for Singapore 60s pop. Here's another one that came, I believe this was 1967 or 68. This is a great instrumental. It's got Mustafa, it's got Ding Dong Twist, which was a popular one for people to do, and Rose Rose I Love You, and Nonya Baba Agogo, which was a popular standard Malay classic.
Oh, cool.
Sped up a little bit.
Cool.
Should we do some more?
Yeah. Do many more.
Here's a couple. There's a band called the Mysterians. This was my first record that I got. This I picked up in Singapore, I believe in 2001, or maybe somewhere back then. This is Forget the Time and My Girl Les. This is another one that they did with a singer named Leroy Lindsay, who was stationed in the military in Singapore. This one's a little bit bluesy. And the song is called You've Got to Move On with the B-side Searching.
Cool. One thing I notice about all these records is they have the greatest picture sleeves.
Oh, all of them. All of them.
You know, whether they're in color or black and white, just the design and the color is just really fantastic. So.
Absolutely. Back and front.
Yeah.
And they even use the same models on a lot of these. If you look on these records and you just you dig deep into it, you'll see this girl on several dozen covers.
Wow.
Rumor has it that she and some of these other models were friends with some of the musicians.
Because models and musicians tend to hang out together no matter what the culture.
Well, and you know, one thing that everybody says about Singapore is it's a small town. Everybody knows each other. I don't know how true that still remains, but I would imagine it stood pretty true back then.
Cool.
So this one's got instrumental versions of These Boots Are Made for Walking, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and Wooly Wooly.
Yeah, I'm a huge Lee Hazelwood fan. I never knew that his music got beyond the States of Britain, so that's really cool.
Well, it was made big by Nancy Sinatra.
Yeah, that's right. It was a big hit.
And the band is called Charlie and his Go-Go Boys. They were a backup band. They did a lot of backing music for backing tracks for different bands in Singapore. And Charlie went in different incarnations. There's Charlie and his Boys, Charlie and his Go-Go Boys, just plain old Charlie and a bunch. But on his own, he released a long list of instrumental records, which were all just so cool.
Cool.
Teresa Koo and her 5 Notes.
Uh-huh.
Song called You Don't Know Baby on here just has this just blazing organ at the beginning. It's unlike anything else that was done in Singapore. Real fast tempo, poppy. Here's another one. This is one of the better Malay records. This is M. Ishak at Bengan 555. The song on here, O Salina, which is kind of a mid-tempo, almost ballad, fun stuff. This is one of my personal favorites here. Evie Lynn. It's actually a split record. Evie Lynn with the Siglap 5 playing on half the record and the Thunderbirds on the other half. But this is a Siglap 5 down here.
Again, just a brilliant cover. The design is so good.
They were.
Now, obviously, all of these records are available on iTunes. But where?
Yeah, right.
What's your biggest source for your collection?
My biggest source was an antique dealer in Singapore that I met on an early trip out there. I was doing a lot of mail order through him. I'd actually bought a bunch of records from him and just developed a good relationship. And so the first few years I was buying maybe 15, 20 records a month. They were very inexpensive. But this was back at a time that it was not that hip to collect this stuff. And now the prices have just skyrocketed. For example...
That's your fault?
I don't know.
No.
This Quest record, I bought this for the equivalent of about $3 US. I just saw it online on eBay before we left. It's got one bid going for $50 right now.
That's terrible news.
It is. There's another one.
But there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which is the big surprise we should talk about.
Oh, yes.
So, DJ Sid Presley has gone on to do a cultural service for our country, and he has rounded up his favorite hits on a CD compilation called Let's A Go-Go. Now, how long did it take you to put them all together?
Took me about a day to put it together.
It
took me about 4 years to get around to putting it out.
Yeah. So it's been available for a little while. And I've seen that you've gotten several really excellent reviews, like through Amoeba and some of the other major independent chains. So.
Everybody loves it. I'm thrilled.
So we'll have any links to purchase it on the YouTube page when I post it. So that's really cool. All right. Well, if you're up to it, I would love to do a part 2 because I see that your stack has not even gotten that much smaller. So he's brought a lot of records with him today. But for right now, I want to thank you extremely, a very large amount for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You've really piqued my curiosity about these records. And so yeah, with that, thanks for watching. And maybe stay tuned for another episode with David and more episodes of For the Record. So thanks, and have a great week. 小月家，把到我。